And panel, a bad result for New South Wales Labor in the Upper Hunter could be an indication of the party's performance at the federal election next year. So keeping it short, what piece of advice or tactical change would you give to Anthony Albanese right now? Now let's start with Carolee.
Keep going, Anthony. Keep going. It gets back to the things where these are representative people that have squarely and firmly rejected this environmental claptrap being forced down their throats. They don't want what federal Labor is doing at the moment. The federal Labor Party seems hell-bent on replicating exactly what they did last time. The message is very, very simple. You don't need rocket science to work it out. Go woke, go broke. And I'm looking forward to the big red bus going around Australia with Anthony Albanese on the side of it, just like Bill Shorten.
Ryan, what do you think?
Well, I think Anthony Albanese and federal Labor need to focus on one thing, and that's jobs. Every day until the next election, talking about creating jobs and job security, keeping people in their jobs. And if they do that, I think we're in with a good shot of winning. I think the other thing, though, is that federal Labor can't get distracted by a state by-election result in a seat that the Labor Party has basically never held. If you want to look at the last electoral test that federal Labor faced, a real test was at the Eden Monaro by-election last year, and Labor won. So I don't think we can draw too many conclusions about one by-election result that reflects more on the state of politics in New South Wales rather than the state of politics across the country.
Michael, your thoughts?
Well, I think Ryan's correct when he says it's more a state-based story than it is national. But that, for the New South Wales Labor Party, bodes horrendously, I have to say, because the New South Wales Coalition, although Gladys Berejiklian's very popular, doing a very good job, I think leading the nation in so many ways when it comes to COVID, is otherwise plagued by scandal. And yet the Nationals saw a swing to them. Now, generally in a by-election in New South Wales midstream, the government will see, or the sitting candidates see, about a 10% swing against them. So the fact that even in Gloucester, which I think is the Labor leader's hometown, Labor got barely any votes at all, I think about 150 or something in that particular polling booth, bodes very, very poorly for New South Wales Labor at the next state election. I think, though, the New South Wales coalition government, despite all their problems, will be hoping very much that Jodie McKay holds on to her job for quite some time. She's a vote winner for the Libs.
Look, my opinion is, I've said this for a while, I actually feel quite sorry for Anthony Albanese because thanks to COVID, it's been very difficult for him to actually land blows on the coalition because their response has been so popular. But he really does need to do something because Australia needs a consistent, coherent opposition. I mean, in 2019, Labor was effectively an incarnation of the Greens. That didn't work. This time around, the only blows that Labor and Anthony Albanese have been able to land in the past few months actually had nothing to do with policy. So for a functioning democracy in this country, we need a strong opposition. They need to have a concrete set of policies because the Liberals and the Nationals cannot be allowed to just go around doing whatever they want and getting a free pass, which is what I think is happening right now.